Angela pointed across the lake. Is that Vermont on the other side? Yeah, that's Vermont. I think it's the town of Bridgeport directly across. That peninsula that juts out is called Thompson's Point. I know that much. Okay, said Angela. And how far does your property go? Actually, this is about the end of it. The property line is somewhere between where we are and that cluster of woods over there. It was all one estate originally, but the land got chopped up over the course of time. He was about to spread an old army blanket on the ground when Angela protested. Don't! We can just lie on the grass, she said, throwing herself on the ground. David kneeled beside her, admiring her figure. Her middle was exposed, a band of firm olive skin between her faded jeans and a clingy white top. Her black hair flowed across the deep green clover. I like that sweater, he said. Why don't you take it off? Slowly. Angela's face flushed. You have animalistic intentions, don't you? A lot of the time, yes. He glided a hand from her hips to her shoulder. He leaned into her and they kissed. They kissed again, but when David's fingertips started to explore her clothing, she grabbed his wrist. Not out here! Somebody could be watching! Like who? I don't know. Some weirdo, a sex pervert. David made a show of turning his head in every direction. I don't see any sex perverts. You know what I mean. He acquiesced. After all, anticipation was part of the excitement. But once we get back to the house, you're all mine. Is that a promise? Angela said as she sat up and lit a long cigarette. David opened a bottle of wine, filled 2 coffee mugs, and handed her one. He swept a hand over the orange and red landscape. Isn't this place beautiful? Yeah, it is. But Jesus, don't you get bored? I mean, there's nothing up here. Not really, no. He shifted position and continued. Angie, I love it here. And I feel a lot calmer now. It's good for me, certainly from a mental health perspective. I was hoping you'd like it here too. It's a beautiful location. I can't argue with that. I guess you got a lot of house for the money, but... David beckoned her on with a tilt of his head. Well, to tell the truth, I think it's kind of spooky. In light of recent events, he took note of her comment. It's just an old building, but it's funny you should say that. Do you believe there could be such a thing as ghosts? Sometimes I think so. Nope, she flicked her cigarette butt. That's a lot of baloney. This place is getting to you. Think about it. You believe in ghosts, but you don't believe in God. You can't have it both ways. She did have a point. If ghosts were real, and thus the supernatural, why not God as well? This has been a section of Chapter 5 by The Quiet Room by Joseph Covais. This is Tobin Jordan.